Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. Welcome to another video. Let's open another factory sealed game. Or is it a factory sealed game? We won't know until we actually open this copy. So let's check it out. Okay, the sealed game we're opening today is Frogger. It's sealed, but is it factory sealed? The only way we're going to know is if we open it up to see if the contents are pristine, to see if it looks exactly like what it would look like if you opened it straight off the shelf back in the day. But very briefly, let's talk about Frogger for a minute. I love this game. This was one of my favorite arcade games back in the early 80s, and it was one of the most impressed I've ever been with a home port. The Atari 2600 version by Parker Brothers is an excellent port. Outside of iMagic and Activision, or Imagic and Activision, however you want to say it, Parker Brothers was probably the third best third-party producer of video games back then for the 2600, ColecoVision, and Intellivision. I love a lot of their games, like Popeye and Super Cobra and many others. Frogger might be their best port. It's absolutely amazing on the 2600. It looks fantastic. More importantly, it plays great. And I grew up playing Frogger in the arcades. My brother and I would go to the Land of Oz at the local mall, and my brother was so freaking good at it. I talked about this on this channel before. He would just go super fast across the highway and across the river. He would basically be hitting the joystick and be moving so fast, just bam, 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 through, bam, 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 through. This is the exact opposite that the guy in Chasing Ghosts, that video game documentary, talked the Frogger champion, how he would go methodically, back up if he had to, and go slowly but surely through, across the highway and across the river. My brother was just the opposite, going as fast as he could. It was amazing. To this day, my brother's the best Frogger player I've ever seen. In recent times, when I turned 50, 6 years ago now, seems crazy. Man, time goes by too fast. It was my birthday party, and my brother and I played Frogger. I can beat him now. That's because I kept playing video games, and he did not. He's hardly touched a video game since the early 80s, but we did play some Frogger at my birthday party at Free Play Arcade, and I'm happy to say now I can beat him. So anyway, back in the day, he could kill it. Frogger is an amazing port. Now, why do I not know whether this is factory sealed or not, and it's just sealed? Well, first of all, this is a recent acquisition for me. I didn't buy it back in the day, and I didn't buy it from a friend or anything like that. I acquired this recently so there's someone who sent this off to be graded by a grading company, someone who shall go unnamed. They sent it off to get graded. I didn't get permission to use his name, so it doesn't matter anyway. Sent it off to get graded. The grading company looked at this and said, we can't verify this is factory sealed. So, they could open it up and maybe do a CIB, grade it or whatever, but they rejected it as a sealed copy. But I showed it to someone I know, a friend of mine who's very much an expert on this kind of thing. He carefully looked at it and he said, he thinks it's factory sealed. So I thought the fun thing to do here would be to just open it up and see what it looks like inside. And it'll be a pretty good indicator if it's factory sealed, if everything inside is perfect and it just looks amazing and it's all together. And you can tell, pretty much if I open it up and it's factory sealed, you can tell by how everything looks inside of it. It just looks absolutely amazing with all the inserts and everything. Okay. So what tips me off, I'm leaning towards thinking it is factory sealed. Now, when Parker Brothers sealed their games, they didn't have like the seam or anything. There's not really a way to tell that way. But to me, I can look at this in the light and there's like some little marks that are consistent. It just looks like it was professionally sealed instead of just someone in his basement or someone just rando store owner using a shrink wrap machine. This looked like it was shrink wrapped at a manufacturer. So without further ado, let's just open this sucker up and see what we can find. So basically, I'm probably opening a factory sealed game, but we'll know shortly. Let's open that sucker up back here. Be careful not to damage the box too much. I do like these tops of boxes for Parker Brothers games because they're very sturdy and they just lift like this.
Careful, SpongeBob! SpongeBob, careful!
Appears to be very, very clean inside. Manual doesn't have any wrinkles on it like anybody's been reading it or anything. And it's got this Meet the Challenge. We'll open that up in just a minute, this little catalog. Ooh, and the cartridge is very shiny and it's exactly where it's supposed to be with the cardboard there inside. To me, guys, this looks like a factory sealed Frogger. I mean, this sucker is just clean and shiny. New car smell. And it's got this really nifty, at least it looks nifty on the outside. Let's take a look inside. Oh yeah, oh boy. Really nice advertisement for other Parker Brothers games. Doesn't look like they have any of the unreleased titles in here. There's an ad for Frogger in case you buy it and still don't have it. Tap. It's not like they were gonna personalize each one. Yeah, looks like these were officially released games. There's no Hulk or anything like that. All right, very nice looking catalog. And Parker Brothers did make very nice looking manuals with some color screenshots and everything. Anyway, this definitely convinces me that I have opened up yet another factory sealed games, which is something I very much enjoy doing. All right, guys, let me know your memories of Frogger in the arcades and Frogger for the 2600. I didn't play Frogger when it first came out on the 2600, but I was still enjoying, at the time I was playing the arcade one very much so. I did get my, I think I started playing Frogger on the 2600 probably late in '83 during the crash. Probably picked up my original copy during that time period, or maybe the garage sale or something, but regardless, it is an amazing game for the console. Fantastic port by Parker Brothers. All right, guys, again, let me know your Frogger comments and let me know what you think of me opening these factory sealed games. That one obviously was, even though the grading company couldn't verify it because Parker Brothers sealed, it just didn't convince them it was from the factory, but it sure looked like it to me. All right, guys, let me know if you want me to open some more factory sealed retro video games. Thank you so much for watching. We will talk to you in another video.
It's me, Mario!